Hey friends, Zach Tiber here with 8 Days of Hope. And as many of you know, 8 Days of Hope is primarily known for its disaster relief ministries. But 6 years ago, on this same exact bridge, my dad announced to you the launch of the newest arm of our ministry.
Hello, I'm Steve Tiber with 8 Days of Hope. I'm here in Houston, Texas, where 8 Days of Hope just launched a new arm of the ministry. We come alongside another ministry to help them expand their outreach as they love and serve the brokenhearted, those who've been rescued from sex trafficking.
And we're back where it all started, in Houston, Texas, where we completed our very first project with Elijah Rising. It's been 6 years since we first came here to Elijah Rising's remodel a safe house.
Yeah.
Can you kind of walk us through that from your side?
Yeah, well, Elijah Rising actually started years before that in 2012 as a prayer meeting. And one of our core scriptures was Isaiah 58, verse 6, which says, "Is this not the fast that I've chosen, to loose the bonds of wickedness, let the oppressed go free, and to break every yoke?" What we wanted to do is to expand services beyond just prayer to actually housing and rehabilitating survivors of trafficking. And that's where 8 Days of Hope has come in.
What did expansion look like? What was the goal? What were you looking for through your expansion?
When a woman exits a sex trafficking situation in that trauma, she really needs a whole host, an array of services provided to her.
Right.
And really it needs to be at no cost to her. So anything from legal aid, of course, housing to address her homelessness issue, food, clothing, medical care, dental care, trauma therapy. The list goes on and on and on. And so when Elijah Rising decided to really step into the fray and expand its services beyond prayer, we wanted to make sure that safe homes encompass all of those services for survivors.
How was 8 Days of Hope able to come alongside of Elijah Rising and really help the momentum of that expansion plan that you have?
It was such an exciting time for us because Elijah Rising had purchased a property that did already have these multiple homes on it. And we had the vision, these are perfect safe homes. We're out in the country, it's peaceful, it's perfect for survivors.
Yeah.
The problem was these homes needed extensive renovation. It was a really big, kind of almost like an insurmountable feat for us because there were multiple houses and it was just a huge project, a huge undertaking. And so one of our board members made this, I call it a divine connection with the founder of 8 Days of Hope, with Steve. And you know, I remember Steve telling us it's between you and another safe home. And he ended up meeting with both of us. And then at the end of the day said, it's too hard to decide. Like, I really feel like the Lord is leading us to do both.
6 years. It's hard to believe that it's been that long since we first met, since we first came here. And now we're back in Houston, working on another project with you. Can you tell us just how 8 Days of Hope has been able to partner with Elijah Rising multiple times, but also how we've helped fulfill your mission to help the city of Houston?
Well, what 8 Days of Hope has done, not just for Elijah Rising, but for the whole city, the whole region, is actually historic. Because the project that you guys are helping us build right now as we speak is something that does not exist in our city. So what we're doing right now is working on what we call an emergency safe house. This is really critical because there are 0 beds that a woman can come to after being rescued by law enforcement or exiting her situation in our city. So this is really monumental. And when we decided to move forward with this new safe home development, this new safe home launch, really 8 Days of Hope was my very first call. Because I knew that you guys would have our back, you would be in our corner, you were going to do whatever it takes to expand services for survivors. I am so privileged and blessed, not just to be a part of this project, but to work with 8 Days of Hope again. And your volunteers, your teams are of the highest quality.
Since the launch of this arm of our ministry 6 years ago, we've partnered with 13 different safe house ministries across the nation, and we're back again working on our 20th safe home. It's become a passion of our volunteers across the board and across the nation. They continuously want to make an impact in this area in our country. Would you consider partnering with us? Say a prayer for us. We need your prayers. We're fighting against darkness, truly. Would you consider signing up for our text alerts or our email alerts? Would you consider donating? Micah, thank you so much for having us back again. It's been a pleasure to partner with you and your team, like I said, and just be able to see what the Lord's done through your ministry and how you're impacting lives here in Houston.
Thank you, Zach. We're so pleased to have you and your team of volunteers here with us.